Yo, friends, welcome back to the channel. NiceToReevU here, back at it again with another Disney Toybox action figure. Let's do it. Alright, you guys, taking a look at this nasty packaging because it is quite worn out and there's like tears and rips here and there. But you know, the packaging don't really bother me because I don't really collect these things in the packaging. I'm not that kind of collector. But yeah, on with this figure. We do have Sully with Boo. We do have the 360, almost a 360 spin because of the box window giving us a clear view of the figure inside with the accessory. Really liking that. Now this time around the packaging is a little bit more, I guess, upgraded and tweaked here and there. A few minor changes. They did seem to shorten down the packaging with these bigger figures. And just a quick comparison with that, I will just throw in the Maui here. And as you can see how big this one is compared to this one, and they could have just squeezed this all into a smaller packaging like this one, and I'm glad that they're actually thinking about the environment this time around, so kudos to you, Disney. Really digging that. And then on the side of the packaging we have those portraits, and they kind of shortened down the portrait as well. I'm not really digging the whole shorten of the portrait because I really did collect the portraits and put them side by side on the wall, kind of like a collage kind of thing. I really did like it, and I'll show you in a later video when I show off my room. So getting this Maui out of there. The packaging on the back is a little bit more upgraded this time around as well. I'm really digging the clearness and the freshness of the design here. The layout is just really good. I'm really liking that. And yeah, that's basically it in terms of packaging. So let's bust this bad boy open. Roar! Here are the monsters out of the packaging. Really cute. I'm really digging this Boo 100%. That is just the cutest little Boo I've ever seen. And this Sully, I'm really digging the articulation, but there are a few gripes with this. Actually, just one gripe if you come to think about it. So I guess we'll just take a look at Boo first, and then we'll take a look at the Sully, right? Alright, so we're just gonna get Boo out of the way first because as cute as Boo is, there's just not really a lot to offer here in terms of articulation or anything else really. It just really looks cute, more of like a tiny statue. There's not really any peg holes at the bottom, but she does have these little grooves inside her feet, I guess kind of to help with the standing. And then we got her little hair and her crazy eyes. Really liking this thing. It's gonna be so cool, and I can't wait to see when they come out with Mike Wazowski. That's gonna be so cool. All right, next up we're gonna do my man Sully because he's just one of the coolest. So I'm counting, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points of articulation with this guy, which is quite fair for his size. I really do like his articulation because he has like no problems articulation. You kind of think he'd be really hard to move around like the Incredibles were. My Incredibles were actually quite hard to move around, their joints being all stiff and whatnot. Now this guy, it's just smooth all around. Like he can, wow, he could do the splits that far. You can't really move his tail though, unless you were to like move his waist around. Now we do have the hinge joints in the ankle area, so you do get that up and down movement as well as side to side rotation. And then the same thing with the wrists there. You got that big hinge, and you can kind of just like, come here baby, come here, right? And then we have the basically the hinge in the elbows as well. Now they're not double jointed, which is, we don't really need double joints with these guys, right? They don't really need a lot of movement, as long as you can pose them in certain ways, right? We do have the hinge in the armpit and shoulder areas, which is quite cool. Now the head is resting on a hinge joint as well, so when it comes to movement, he can only look up about that much and look down about that much. Not really too much in terms of movement, not really a whole lot to offer there, but yeah, you can get quite a bit of movement there. And I already covered the slit in the waist. Okay, in terms of paint apps, everything seems to be okay and spot on, just for one little minor mistake right here. We do have this little blotch of blue and white right under his left eye, so it kind of looks like my Sully has a shiner, as if Randall finally got his revenge and just kind of socked him right in the eye, right? But other than that, The paint apps came out pretty good on the most part of the figure. We just do have a little bit of scuffage here and there, no big deal. Yeah, there's not really too much in terms of paint apps here. There's no peg holes at the bottom of the feet. We do have these little dents under the tail here to, I guess, make him run a little more. I really actually do wish Wreck-It Ralph's legs moved a lot more. He would have been a perfect figure if his legs just moved a little bit more, but unfortunately, Wreck-It Ralph doesn't like to run, I guess. So yeah, he stands quite tall. I guess I'll stand him up right next to Boo, if I can kind of, there we go. Just stand him up there, and yeah, that's about how tall he stands to Boo. Here is just another size comparison to another Disney Infinity OG, which is Mr. Incredible. Now all we're waiting on is that Jack Sparrow. Come on, Disney, when are you gonna give me that Jack Sparrow? I need a little bit of pirates in my life. Speaking of Jack, here is a quick size comparison to Jack Skellington, another Disney favorite. Here is Sully right next to Iron Man. Here is Sully right next to what I believe is still the biggest Disney toy box figure. That's the Hulkbuster. Here is Sully right next to Big Hero 6's Baymax. Alright you guys, that's all about the time I have for today and this review. And if you guys liked it, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share the video if you want to, leave a comment if you will. You guys know the drill. I am out of here. Peace out.